THEO Hayez. Right, this is the Byron Bay Lighthouse up here. That's the Byron Bay Lighthouse. This is the cell tower. There's another cell tower, another cell tower. Okay, if you've been to Byron Bay, this is the Byron Bay solar powered train. It stops right about there. There's a road that comes into the town. Right, let's look at the dots. Can you see the dots? Right. That there is the cheeky monkey. He's walked out the door, he's turned left, he's walked up here, and then he's walked up Tennyson Street. He's walked up here to where the trees are. This is where the junkies were, over here, all the needles and addicts. He's turned around, he said, no, I'm not going that way. He's walked back down here, same as what I drove. And he's cut across the park. He's come down the side street, exactly where I drove. And then he's come up here, he's come around here, he's come up this street, and right up here where the van was. And I said to my young friend, I said, what's that there? He said, that's a backpacker. Right. So then he walks out and he walks down this trail, walks down here through all the trees, comes around here, goes around there, which is what the trail is, and then comes out here on the beach. Then he's followed along the edge of the top of the sand. He hasn't gone down here by the water, right? Now, this tower here is picking him up, and this tower here is picking him up, and that tower over there is picking him up because that there is flat ground. Right. So then he's walked up here to here. Then he's walked up here to the little lookout up the top. Then he's walked back down and it's pinged over here. Now I'm going to come back to that. Now, why did he chuck a U-turn here? Because this was for the drug addicts. Now, a lot of people say, well, why didn't he walk through there and then come up here where I drove and come down this road here, right? And then come down here, down through here where I drove, which I said is full of hills. And there is the car park. The news reporter said, oh, we come out through here, which is the one I said, no, he did not, because this proves that he did not, because the Oppo phone was working around there. Right. If he walks across here, it is dead level. He only has a little hill just here. If he walked up this way, he's walking constantly uphill to this roundabout here. Then he's got to walk up a steeper hill, and then he gets to this point here from the road from the headland, and then he starts walking downhill. Then he walks uphill, walks downhill, walks uphill, walks downhill, walks uphill, and then he walks downhill all the way. So why walk on those hills? That's why all the backpackers walk that way. Now does it make sense? He was down this end of town. He got misdirected. He thought he had to walk up to there. When he's in the drug addicts, maybe somebody walked through here and said, no, we walked this way, it's flat. Even I knew that when I lived there. Even I knew that. And that was back in 2000. It's just a commonly known track. There's nothing sinister about it. Now, let's get back to the dot. I sat on the log right there. I said that's where Theo sat. And that's why I put my arms up. That's why I rejoiced. See, I was wrong. I admit it. I was wrong. Theo was down here. Now look at the ocean. He's walked down here. This is a low tide photo. Right? The tide is not in. When the tide is in, the tide comes up to here. So this is perfect. This is low tide. You see the waves are coming in here. You can see the waves. See how they smash? But you notice there's no waves here. It's just a swirl, because that's where all this water comes up and goes out. And if you look here, you can see the big southern current. This dark shadow is the big southern current right here. So if he got sucked out, he's right there, he's in it. What hope has a little tiny guy got to swim out of that? That's my theory. People say, oh, okay, let's go through it. He wasn't alone. Do you ever fight with somebody? No, there's no bunch of dots moving around anywhere, is there? They're not dot, 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 dot. Somebody says he met somebody down through here. That is a possibility. I don't know. I wasn't there. Were you there? I don't know. But does it look like? His dots are in regular sequence. Right? And as Ken Gamble said, it showed the speed he was walking. When he walked up this road here, it showed where he accelerated and where he slowed down. See the difference in the space? Interesting. So my theory still goes. That's what I still say. He's put his clothes down here. He's walked right down to the water on the outgoing tide. He's got swept out to here, and here's the current. And it swings in. He's only had to go the length of a house, and he was gone. The length of one normal house. And that current there is coming up here and pulling out. Once his feet left that sand, he was gone. Now, let's say Theo could swim. Where's the boats? Can you see any boats? There's no boats. There is no boats around Byron Bay. It's not like California, and it's not like Brisbane River or Sydney Harbour. There is no boats. Now, over here, where everybody surfs, Belongil Beach, see all the houses? No houses. Get the difference. Why are the houses over here? Because just out here, there's a big long sandbar. And you can clearly see it on Google Earth. Go have a look. People go in there for a swim. See the ocean? Wash it in, wash it out. Look. Where's the rip? There's a rip. There's a rip. There's a rip. There's a rip. See the gap? The sandbar swings the main sea current up here. That's the difference. Anyway, if you want me to fly up to Byron Bay, you let me know. I've got to be up there by the anniversary. I've got to buy a plane ticket. I've got to do everything else. Do you want me to go all the way up to there again to prove a point? The same time of year, the same time at night, and hopefully the tide will be the same level. Leave me a comment. Do you want me to travel 900 kilometres, an airline ticket, accommodation, and go up there just to prove a point that he went out here? Some people are saying he climbed up the rock face. You can't climb up the rock face. You can climb up here, but why would he? When all he had to do was walk back to here and go into the car park right here. So why would he climb the rock face? It was low tide. Why didn't he walk around? No, because he sat down there, put down his phone, went for a swim, and got washed out. I'll hear any arguments they have. Leave me a comment. That's where he sat. He didn't sit up here where I sit in the video. That's where I sat on the log. And I said, well, if I was CEO and I said this is where he was, I was wrong because I didn't have this piece of information at the time. I did not have this information at the time on hand at Byron Bay. Right? I walked all the way up from here. I was puffing and panting and the rain was coming. The rain was coming up from down here. Watch the video. I said, oh, the rain's coming. I was in a hurry. Right. So, now do you see the point? There is the water level there at high tide. Go and look at other Google Earth pictures. You'll see the tide comes right up to there. He was there 1 hour, 12:08. Low tide, dead low tide, was at 12:38 a.m. Makes sense. The tide was on the last bit going out. He's got into that. He's got caught. Gone. Leave me a comment. Do you want me to go all the way up to Byron Bay? And you tell me why. What's your reason for me going up there? How would somebody carry me out of there? Look at the mountain ranges. Have you ever tried to carry a body down over the sand? There's a car park down here. You tell me. This is explainable. Comes out of here, went this way, and he met somebody there. Yes, he's come back this way because I said this is shorter. But where did they leave him? The guy was living along here. He could have met up with some other people that just wanted to go to here. They mightn't have wanted to walk all the way up there. We don't know. They could have stopped down here. We never contacted them. Then the next day, his phone walks around the headland and disappears over here. Right up along here somewhere. I haven't seen the information on that. All they said was he went to go around the headland. Well, it's a bloody big headland because the first point where you come back to meet people is over here. So you get thrown in here, got thrown in here, got thrown in here, got thrown in here. Where did it get thrown in? But that's the last recording. Anybody got a scuba tank? Anybody want to go diving around here looking for a mobile phone, 3 years old, in the sand, in a main current? I don't think so. There you go. So more questions than answers. And that's the way mystery always is. Think about it. Now, look at that little rock. Now, see that little rock? Go and look at my video. I sat up here on the log where I found the car key. This is where his phone was. So that means that rock there. And then you look to see where the 3 rocks were out here in the ocean. They're down here. Anyway, for me, Mr. Hominoid, leave a comment. Do you want me to fly to Byron Bay for Theo? See you later.